All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about something called the radio framework. Now, if you've ever felt like you're just shouting into the void on the internet, this is for you. It's all about how to really truly connect with your audience. So, let's start with a kind of wild question. We're all chasing the latest hacks, the newest algorithms, trying to be louder than the next person. But what if we're all looking in the wrong place? What if the real secret isn't new at all, but is actually hiding in a story from over 100 years ago? And to get this, we've got to jump in a time machine. I'm talking way back, long before we had any of the tech we have today. A time when communicating across the ocean meant just dots and dashes. Morse code. It worked, sure, but it was cold. It wasn't human. Okay, so just try to picture this for a second. You're out on a ship, totally isolated in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It's Christmas Eve. The only thing you ever hear in your headset is that constant, impersonal beep, beep, boop of Morse code. And then, out of nowhere, you hear a man's voice. And then music starts playing. It was so unbelievable that a lot of these guys literally thought they were hearing angels or ghosts. Fessenden didn't just send information, he sent a feeling, a human connection right through the static. And this right here is the whole point. This is the big idea. Fessenden's breakthrough wasn't about building some massive machine to just blast his voice louder and hope someone heard it. No, it was about precision. He knew the exact frequency those ship operators were listening on, and he tuned his signal to find them right where they were. It was targeted, it felt personal, and, well, it changed the world. So, let's fast forward to right now, because honestly, we're all facing the exact same problem Fessenden was. The internet is just drowning in content, and it's so easy to feel like you're just another voice adding to the noise. So the real question for any creator, any author, is how do you stop broadcasting noise and start transmitting a clear signal? You know, when it comes down to it, we've all got two basic choices. The first path is all about reach, and this is what most people do. It's the shotgun approach, right? Just shout louder, post everywhere, and chase those follower numbers. But then there's the second path, resonance. This is about being a sniper. It's about finding the right people and creating something so meaningful that you become essential to them. One is just static. The other is a clear, powerful signal. So how do we actually do that? How do we make that jump from creating noise to creating a real connection? Well, that's exactly what the radio framework is for. It's a simple 5-step model that's pulled directly from what Fessenden did all those years ago. But before we get into the 5 steps, let's get really clear on the end goal. We're not just broadcasting, we're aiming for true transmission. That means your message doesn't just go out, it actually lands. And for that to happen, you need 3 things. You need clarity, so you know exactly what you're trying to say. You need to find the right frequency, which means knowing where your people are actually listening. And you need resonance, which is all about giving them something they genuinely need to hear. So here it is, the whole blueprint. See how it all connects? You start with clarity, getting your signal super strong and clear. Then you move on to frequency and timing. That's all about finding the right people in the right place at just the right time. And finally, you scale it all up with consistency and amplification. That's where you build trust and make something so good, so useful, that your audience starts sharing it for you. It's not about brute force, it's about being smart and precise. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds kinda small. We're talking about being more specific, more focused. How in the world does that lead to reaching more people? Well, that's the paradox, and honestly, it's the most powerful part of this whole idea. This is the big mindset shift right here. We've been taught that to scale, you have to go broader. You have to water down your message to try and please everybody. This framework says that's dead wrong. Real scaling happens when you go deeper, when you sharpen your message so much that it becomes absolutely essential to a small, dedicated group of people. Just look at the difference here. The myth is that if you're generic, you'll reach more people. But the truth? A generic message doesn't resonate with anyone. A super specific message, though, one that speaks directly to a niche audience's problem, that resonates so deeply that those people become your biggest fans. They start doing the scaling for you. Your job isn't to reach 1 million people. It's to become indispensable to the first 100. Okay, this all sounds good in theory, right? But what does it actually look like to put it into practice? Let's get our hands dirty and break down exactly what you can do, like today, to start transmitting your own signal. Here's your game plan. Step 1, you've got to define your core message. That's your frequency. Then, and this is key, stop trying to build your own platform from scratch. Go find where your people are already hanging out. Pick one of those places and just show up consistently. And here's the biggest shift. Stop looking at vanity metrics, like how many views you got. Start obsessing over meaningful engagement, like shares and comments. That's how you'll know your signal is actually getting through. And really, that's what this all boils down to. This isn't just a marketing tactic to grow an audience. It's about realizing that there are real people out there, right now, who are actively looking for your solution, your perspective, your unique voice. They're just waiting for your signal to cut through the noise. So the big takeaway is pretty simple. Stop trying to shout, start transmitting. Find that unique frequency that only you have, connect with the people who are tuned in and waiting, and then watch as they become the ones who amplify what matters. If you want to go deeper on this, we've got more for you. But for now, go find your frequency.